Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here, and in today's episode I'm bringing you Idle Moon Rabbit, and I want to advise you what you should actually buy from the shop. So if you're Idle Moon Rabbit player or perhaps idle gamer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as I post as often as possible and bring you best tips and advice. And if you enjoy what you see, then smash this like button as well. Right then, so let's get straight to the shop, which obviously if you play the game for a moment you can definitely locate just below your rank next to a menu itself. So if you tap on a shop, I got to say, there's quite a lot tabs to choose from. Therefore I'm thinking you need a separate video where I can address, the best possible options where to spend this multiple currency to get as strong as possible. So without further ado, I'm gonna kick off with the first tab, which is draw itself. And as you see, it's very self-explanatory. We've got here weapon and skill that you're gonna start with, and as you progress within the game, you're gonna unlock pet and friend weapon. So in here, obviously, no brainer, you want to come and watch daily free draw. This is pretty much just to get all these bits of the game concept absolutely for free. You will be able also to use a special tickets that you get via events, etc. And then finally, if you feel you've got excess of rubies, then you want to start investing those as well. Right, and the second tab we've got is a new pet. You need to bear in mind this is a temporary tab as it's purely related to a recent ongoing event. So obviously bear in mind, whenever you're watching this video, this tab might be actually called slightly different, but more likely they will be relation to ongoing event. At the moment, what we've got in here, it's something you want to come and do daily. It's going to be a daily pet pickup draw ticket, so obviously for free, watch and add to get a ticket. Definitely encourage you as well to spend rubies to get extra 10 tickets for this very event, and finally spend 20k to purchase 10 costume tickets. Definitely highly recommend to do so. Then we move into a package, which is our third tab, and pretty much this is what it says on the tin it does. So you got plenty of package, plenty of currency to spend, but also you should have a daily ad where you can get handful of rubies, so make sure you come and do it every single day. Then we move on to weeklies. Pretty much same principle. You can come and actually watch 2 ads across the week and get extra rubies. And I believe you should also go and spend some rubies to actually get a lunar blessing, especially in the early stages. This is a very, very premium currency that will boost your stats. So whilst I'm actually here, let's spend 12k and get some lunar blessings. Now we're gonna move over to a skill shop, and what you need to bear in mind, we've actually got a 3 different currency apparent rubies to spend from, so I'll try to make it as short as possible. So the first one actually is a normal skill book, and you should spend this resource on unique skills such as, let me just scroll all the way down. I believe you should invest either in a chilling armor or perhaps a lava zone or Ice Nova, as this is pretty much one of the skills that have been selected besides legendary, and they are used in a various dungeons. So this is, I believe, where you should prioritize spending these normal skill books. Then when it comes to a legendary, which is gonna be a second resource in here, you should definitely aim for a Phoenix Force. So let me just scroll it all the way here. So Phoenix Force, it's here. And this is one of the strongest skills, and you will see this skill in multiple different instances as a selected choice. Obviously you need to bear in mind, as you for example see on Inferno here, you can only purchase one of these skills once you are already owning that very skill. Therefore that leads to a third resource in here, which is called a Skill Soul, and if I get all the way to the top, Skill Soul can be then purchased on, for instance, a drawing a legendary skill, or if we got obviously this skill draw ticket, you should definitely go ahead and purchase them as well. But if you manage to farm quite a lot and you do not have that Phoenix skill, you should definitely keep grinding and unlock as many legendary skills as possible. Right, from here we're gonna move over to a darkness shop. And in here, this is a place where you're gonna spend that world boss currency. And I strongly believe when it comes to early stages, you should definitely invest into these costume tickets. The costume tickets are very rare and there's only so many places you can get them, therefore keep saving up to that. Unless obviously your legendary skill status is still low, you have not unlocked many, I encourage you to obviously to save up 9k and then purchase some random legendary skill. And finally, once a week, as you see, because this has been just reset, you want to obtain that 1000 lunar blessing, as this is a definitely bargain in comparison to a normal price. So this is obviously twice cheaper. So I definitely encourage you to spend that once a week as well. Right, then we're moving on to a raid shop. And in here, as the name indicates, this allows you to spend resources gained through raid itself. And in my opinion, you should save up enough to buy a random legendary ring. And this is obviously here where we're talking this 40,000 of the currency. And you just keep grinding these levels way up. Bear in mind, you can only get a free a month, but the price tag is there to remind you that you need quite a lot of work to put into. So as you see, I'm able to actually purchase my last one now. Let me do it, and I'll just continue to grind another 40k, and perhaps the month will reset. If not, I'll start looking for something else. But these rings, it's definitely a priority in my opinion, that you should be investing in this very top of the shop. Right, let's crack on now with a defense shop. And in here we just follow a trend of the shop names after the content of the game. So in here obviously you're gonna get a resource for completion of defense. And this bit of the shop is pretty straightforward. As you see, there are only two pretty much places where you can spend defense stones, and you want to obviously prioritize whatever resets every Monday, as this is pretty much more premium buy for yourself, as this ordinary one will be just twice expensive. So once you have exchanged defense stones into a pet soul, then you're able to actually purchase a little bit more pets. What you need to bear in mind in here, that you can only purchase a pets that you have actually accessed for the first time. So as you see currently, when it comes to the strongest one, I only got a Prince Bank and Lil Elidias, and that's the two actually I can get. Right, now we're moving into resources. And in here, as you see, you got additional ways of spending real currency to get a little bit more of ruby packages, etc. And then finally, you can exchange rubies in the various resources of the game. And obviously, because they are needed everywhere and everything you do in this game, I would definitely not try to spend them on resources, as most of them you can absolutely grind in a game for free. Nevertheless, make sure you always come back, as you can every day get some lunar blessing for free. So even though you are free to play player, make sure you scroll all the way into resource to get these lunar blessings. Right, now we move into a costume shop, and in here pretty much as the name suggests, you're gonna exchange the costume tickets into the costumes. Make sure obviously you check out the preview. So if I select any of the first one, if you check the preview, you will know what inventory effects you're gonna get. And obviously the costume itself, between costumes or weapon skins, they will vary what they will give you. So you always want to double check before you purchase to make sure you exactly getting what you want. Then we go into a mileage shop, and this is obviously a place for whales to come up here and, you know, contemplate where to spend that premium currency after they have pulled out the credit card. So obviously I do not own any of this currency, as this is gonna be only rewarded when you start investing real cash in a game. So there is really nothing here for me, so I will just crack on with a very last tab of a Moonlight Festival shop. And what we got to bear in mind in here, this is just a reminder of the shop of the expired event. So I strongly believe this last section will always be reserved for the past events, so you can still use that precious resources that you grinded all day long. And as you see, I have pretty much prioritized here a costumes, and then also that box. But as mentioned earlier, costumes are pretty rare, either for tickets or any event rewards. You should definitely go ahead and grab them as priority. Alright, that will be it, guys. I hope we managed to wrap it within 1 hour, and this is just as much as this game offers in a simple shop as such. I hope you enjoyed it, took a lot of learnings from it, and then you can start investing heavily to get that progress going. Alright, and that will be it. I hope we managed to close within 1 hour, as this is only as little as you can get in a shop in this particular game. If you have enjoyed it, guys, then you know what to do. Make sure you like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.